In this video, I'm going to be ranking the best point guards in NBA 2K25 My Team on a tier list here ranging from S that does go all the way down to D tier, and we have about 30 of the new best point guards in this game. I wanted to get you guys an updated tier list on the best point guards in my team because over the past week or so, last weekend and this weekend, this weekend we got out of position, and the last weekend we got cards like Nikola Jokic, invincible at point guard, we got Jimmy Butler, invincible at the point guard position, and there's just been some of the best point guards to drop over the past 2 weeks. I wanted to get you guys an updated point guard tier list and rank the 30 best point guards right now in my team. The first card I do want to talk about is going to be 100 overall MJ on this tier list, and is MJ in the top 5 point guards in this game? Because I want to keep the S tier to the top 5. I don't know if MJ is a top 5 point guard in this game. I think he's very close to being a top 5 point guard. He's probably number 6, maybe number 7, number 8, somewhere in that range. But again, guys, I want to keep the S tier to the top 5 cards, the top 5 point guards. I think MJ is very, very good. His jump shot still is amazing, but I don't think you can put MJ in the S tier category. Now, talking about Andrew Bogut, this is where I probably go B tier for Bogut. Now, people are going to be saying, you know what, I'll go MJ and S, because I know people are going to say like that's just way too low for Bogut and way too low for MJ. I can understand that. I just like to only have 5 cards in S. I might have like 6 or 7 in the S tier category just to balance out the tier list better. MJ is really, really good. His jump shot is still amazing. And Bogut, guys, he is so overpowered. If we take a look at Bogut, he is literally a point guard. He is 7 foot with a 7'3" wingspan. I know he's slow, and I know he might get attacked on the defensive end, but if you know how to run this card properly and you use him to the best of your ability and use him to the best of his ability, I think he can be like a top 10 point guard in this game, 100%. He's 7 foot with an actually good jump shot. I'm telling you guys, Andrew Bogut is so overpowered if you do run him properly. Talking about Devin Booker, this is where I think like no higher than B tier. As much as I think Booker is still a good point guard, I don't think he's all that amazing. If we're being completely honest, I think he's good, but I don't think he's that great. I think there's a lot of better point guards in this game, but I do think he's going to be in B tier. Now, talking about invincible LeBron, very easily the best or second best point guard in this game. I don't think there's any debate when it comes to that. He's 6'9" at the point guard position, 7 foot wingspan, 99 every single stat. He has 12 legend badges, including Limitless, Shifty Shooter, Brick Wall, High Flying Denier, of course, Immovable Forcer, Paint Patroller, Lightning Launch, Posterizer. Like, the badges are insane on this LeBron card. Jump shot wise, I know some people maybe don't like his jump shot that much, being the Curry base with the Oscar up around very quick, but I do think it's a really good jump shot. In my personal opinion, he's got Pro 2 fade. The only thing I wish about this card is that he either had Trey escape or that he had the Kemba escape, because I'm not the biggest fan of Curry escape. I know a lot of people do like it. And yeah, just overall, LeBron's either point guard number 1 or point guard number 2. He's easily going to be in the S tier category. Talking about 100 overall Luka, he's going to be in the same tier as Devin Booker. They're just good point guards, but they're not like the best of the best anymore in the game. Even though they're 100 overall cards, I understand that the rating is very high. They have good defensive stats. They have good stats across the board. But Luka doesn't have great dribble sigs, if we're being completely honest. He has a good jump shot. He's 6'7" at the 1, but he doesn't have a good jump shot. So I do think realistically he's going to, or sorry, he doesn't have a good dribble sigs. He does have a really good jump shot, but I think realistically he's going to be in B tier. Talking about Zachary Richardson. Now, this card I think is really, really good. It just depends if you like his jump shot or not. If you like his jump shot like I do, I think he's an A tier point guard. He is so good. He's 6'10" at the point guard position. He's very close in height to Bogut. He's got a better jump shot, better sigs. He probably plays more defense than Bogut just because of the fact that he's better mobile. He's a lot more agile on the defensive end. I think both of those cards are definitely A tier point guards. Magic Johnson at this stage in the game is probably C tier. I feel like so is Gary Payton. They're not like the best of the, they're not the worst of the worst point guards in this game. They're not D tier. They're not going to be like the worst point guard on this list, but they're also not that great. Like, they're good, but they're not like that great when we're talking about the best point guards in my team. I just don't know if I can put these cards like any higher than the C tier category. But you guys have to remember, these are the top 30 point guards in the game. So like, they're still a top 30 point guard. And considering the fact that they're not in the lowest tier, they're probably like a top 25 point guard, which I do think is fair in my personal opinion. Now, talking about invincible Nikola Jokic, just like LeBron, the most obvious S tier selection, most obvious S tier card. He might still be the best point guard in the game. I don't really know between him and LeBron. I think it really just comes down to whose jump shot you prefer, because they have the same dribble sigs, they have the same fade. I will say LeBron does have a better motion style. I'm not sure if that makes a huge difference in game, but he does have a better motion style. Tendencies, I don't think I've even checked the tendencies on LeBron because it doesn't matter too much at this stage in the game. And yeah, I think it really just comes down to the debates of, do you want the extra height and wingspan of Jokic? Do you prefer LeBron's jump shot more? I will say I feel like LeBron's going to play better defense just because of the animations he gets in game, and also his slashing is probably going to feel better just because LeBron gets crazy slashing animations. But both those cards are 1A, 1B in my personal opinion when it comes to the best point guards in this game. Manu Ginobili I think is good. Do I think Manu Ginobili is higher than C tier? I think honestly yes, but then some people are going to call me crazy for having Luka and Booker this low. So like, do we move Booker? Do we move Luka up into A tier? I could see that. You know what? I could definitely see Manu being in B tier while those guys are being in A. I'm trying to figure out this tier list because there's definitely a lot of cards to rank here that are really, really good, and I'm trying to best balance out the tier list. So we'll go B tier for Manu. I would still probably take Devin Booker and Luka over Manu Ginobili, but I think Manu's really good for his price. Definitely better price value than both of those cards. So we're gonna go Manu Ginobili in the B tier category. I think Denny is A, man. I think Denny Avdia is so good. He's a lot more expensive than I thought he was going to be, but I guess it's because, I mean, he is a really good point guard. 6'9" at the point guard position. His jump shot is insanely good. His dribble sigs are solid. Call me crazy, but he's basically just Luka Doncic with debatably a better jump shot and better dribble sigs. I mean, if you compare him to Luka, yeah, sure, the stats are going to be better for the 100 overall Luka Doncic, but not really that noticeable in game. Then he's got 2 inches on the height compared to Luka. His jump shot is debatably better, and the sigs are much better for Denny Avdia. So I think both these cards definitely have to be on the same tier. If we're gonna have Luka in A, I think you gotta have Denny in A as well. LaMelo Ball, I mean, I'll give him C tier just because of his height. He does have a good jump shot, but his sigs are also not very good. And he doesn't play the most of defense in game, but he still is a 6'7" point guard with a solid jump shot. I'll throw him in that C tier category. I think Lonzo is B tier. I think that makes sense to me. He's still a really good defensive point guard for sure. He still has a nice jump shot, but he could use a lot better of sigs, and there's just better point guards in the game. I would take all of these cards in the A tier category over Lonzo Ball currently in my team. Josh Giddey, I feel like you also have to go A, right? I mean, Josh Giddey is a 6'8" point guard. He plays really good defense. His sigs are amazing. I mean, he has some of the best dribble sigs at the point guard position, especially for a 6'8" point guard. Makes him super overpowered. I think he's on the same level as a Denny, a Rishashe, a Booker, a Luka. I do think he's going to be an A tier. Talking about Scottie Pippen, this is where it gets tough. Like, does Scottie Pippen go S? Because I would probably take Pippen over all of these cards in A tier. I just think he's the more well-rounded point guard. I think his defense is top tier. His jump shot is really good on very quick timing. I know his sigs maybe aren't the best, and I can understand that, but I would still probably take Pippen over these cards in A. I do think Scottie Pippen is definitely going to be in the lower tier of the S tier category. Talking about John Wall, he's like another C tier guy in my opinion. I'm not a huge fan of this card, but I know a lot of people are. I just really can't time his jump shot. If we're being completely honest, that's the main thing with me. I just can't time his jump shot, but I do think he's still a good point guard. I think he's going to be in C tier. Now to talk about our first D tier point guard, I think it has to be Curry. I mean, he's only 6'3" at point guard. He doesn't play much defense. His jump shot's good. His sigs are good, but again, he's 6'3" at the point guard position. He doesn't play much defense compared to a Gary Payton or John Wall. Penny Hardaway is interesting. Like, I think Penny has to be an A. I don't think he's nowhere near S anymore, but I also don't think he's as low as B tier. So I think Penny Hardaway got to be in the A tier category. I think Jason Kidd, I mean, he's also got to be an A in my opinion. I understand he's only 6'4" at point guard, but that card has a really good jump shot. His sigs are really good. I know he's only 6'4", but he does play really good defense in game. I think Jason Kidd is still an A tier point guard in my personal opinion. I will say 100 overall Ben Simmons and 100 overall Shea, I do think are both going to be in the S tier category. I mean, Ben Simmons is a 6'10" point guard. His defense is maybe some of the best in this game at the point guard position. Shea's sigs are still really good. He gets a lot of space. He's good offensively. He's good defensively. He's one of the best two-way point guards in this game. To me, he's just Michael Jordan, but a little bit better. So if I had to like rank this in the tiers, I'd probably move Shea and move Ben Simmons up in the tiers, but I'm not really ranking these cards in the S tier category. Talking about Oscar Robertson, this is where it gets tricky, guys, because like Oscar's probably better than Booker and better than Luka, so it's like I gotta put him in A tier, but then like so is Cade. I think Cade's also better than those cards. I think realistically you gotta throw Cade, Oscar in the A tier category. Stephon Castle, he probably feels more like B tier, so does James Harden, but like, you know what? People are going to call me crazy. I'm throwing Devin Booker. I'm throwing Luka in the B tier category. Call me crazy. I think those point guards are still really good, just like James Harden. But I'm personally taking every single card in the A tier category over Devin Booker, over Luka Doncic. That's just my personal opinion. I know a lot of people are going to be definitely confused about that, or maybe not thinking it's the right pick, but that's just my tier list. I do think they are better, in my personal opinion, all these cards in A. And I think James Harden could be argued in the A tier category. I'm going to go a high B tier though for James Harden. Draymond Green, I feel like is also in B tier. He's really good defensively, but that jump shot's not great. I think it's a better jump shot than what most people think, but it's definitely not a good jump shot. Dominique Wilkins, for me, probably also going to be in the B tier B tier ranking. I also just don't like his jump shot. Anthony Edwards, one of the worst point guards in this game, in my personal opinion. I just do not like his jump shot whatsoever. Invincible Jimmy Butler, easily got to be in that S tier category. I mean, he's still an invincible card. He's 6'7" with a great jump shot. He's an invincible. He's easily going in S tier. And then, guys, the final point guard on this list is going to be Dark Matter Ja, going to also be in the D tier category. So let me know what you guys would change about this tier list. I'm trying to think if I want to make any last changes to this list. Like, I'm looking at A and B tier, and I don't know if there's any point guards in B. I would maybe, like, I'll drop Oscar. I'm not a huge fan of that Oscar card. I think he's probably B tier alongside like Booker, Luka, Harden. I like Cade more as a 100 overall point guard. I like a Penny more as a 100 overall point guard. And like, I would seriously take Galaxy Opal Denny, Galaxy Opal Bogut, Dark Matter Kid over these 100 overall cards, and I do think they're better than these Dark Matters in the low B tier category. But let me know what you guys think about my tier list. I feel like a lot of people might disagree with having like Harden, Luka, Oscar, Booker, and B tier, and having cards like maybe Denny and Giddy or whatever, and Kid and A tier. But that's just my personal opinion and my personal ranking. I do think these S tier guys, I could probably drop Pippen down, to be honest, because like these cards are definitely on a different level compared to Scottie Pippen. But then I don't know if I want to have Pippen in the same tier as like a Jason Kidd or a Denny. So I'm going to go low S tier for Scottie Pippen. But let me know in the comment section down below, what do you guys think about my updated point guard tier list? And I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.